Welcome everyone to Now Media's Biz Talk. I am your host today, Rachel Weaver, and I am thrilled to have with me today the beautiful Noura Al-Masri. Noura, it is such an honor and pleasure to have you with us today. Noura is an enrolled agent with the IRS, the founder and CEO of Nourasbooks, and an international best-selling author. With a master's degree in business information technology from DePaul University, she brings over 20 years of accounting experience to her work in managing and growing nonprofit organizations. Noura is known for her expertise in increasing nonprofit funding through streamlined processes and regulatory compliance. In addition to her nonprofit work, she's dedicated to helping business owners achieve their financial goals by boosting cash flow. She founded Nourasbooks, a virtual tax and accounting firm with the mission of helping individuals achieve their dreams while making a positive impact on their communities. Noura, I am thrilled to have you with us today. I am so excited to dive into this conversation.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I'm happy to be here with you again today.
Well, tell me, with so much expertise on the table with nonprofits and helping business owners increase their cash flow, I tell you, there is no better time than to be meeting with you because we are at the end of the year and there are a lot of nonprofits searching for where they can get help, find funding so that they can do their mission project. They can serve in the ways that they set out to serve. And a lot of them in the year of 2023, here we are in December, and so many of them I know are in distress, significant distress. So do you have any tips you can give us to help some of these distressed nonprofit owners and foundations that are consistently calling, trying to get funding at the end of the year so that they can give to the children that they set out to give to, or they can host that event for kids who are in foster care that they host every single year, and this year they have no funding because their sponsors didn't show up. So what advice can you give us today at the beginning of December to make some of this magic happen before the end of the year?
So first thing, I want them to have morale, a good morale. So like you have a chance still to raise fund, because a study happened just last year in 2022 says 30% of total giving for nonprofits came on December. So December, this is the month, 30%. So you still have a chance. But I always tell nonprofit, do not rely on one sponsor. You need to actually establish your donor base. This is the cushion that you should always have. You should have at least 75% of your funding coming from your donors, and not just any donors. You should actually identify your ideal donor. That is the donor who, if they are giving a chance to start a nonprofit or they want to take this responsibility, they will just start a nonprofit like yours. So those are your ideal donors. You have to identify these people, reach out to them, start building up your ideal donors. I know now, like we're at the end of the year, we're almost there. So what you can start doing, reach out to those individuals in your circle, those people who trust you. A lot of people now, they want to save money, right? Like it's tax season almost. And if you do not support a nonprofit or invest something and that give you tax advantage, you're going to have to pay this for the IRS, which, you know, you're not going to have a control over, right? You still have to pay your taxes, of course, but you don't have to pay more than what you have to pay. You can do your tax planning, so you know how much you have to probably donate to charity so you can save money. So you as a nonprofit leader, you can actually reach out to individual around your circle. Ask those people also to ask other people in their circle to actually support you as well. It's a great opportunity, but you have to be actually specific, and you want to tell them what is your organization doing. You have to have like a very short impact statement, I call it in my program, and just message those people, like messaging, like it doesn't matter, like if you're calling them, if you're texting them, whatever, like the message you want to deliver, like, and it doesn't matter how you deliver it. You know, some people prefer text, some people prefer calling, some people prefer like to reach out on social media. So you, the leader, have to see which one will work with this kind of people, right? Or maybe like a relative, your coworker, whatever it is. Like reach out to these people and ask them to support you. Tell them exactly how are you spending this money, and what's the impact they're gonna actually impact when they donate to you. Why you versus some other organization, because a lot of organizations there. So you have to perfect your message and to tell them, have a specific program. You know, like don't just like generally support our organization. No, like be specific. What's your next program that you want them to support? Because everyone loves to give. Don't worry about they have money or not have money. Let them tell you if they can support you now or not. Like don't be like, oh, they cannot afford it. Don't make the decision, because no matter how little or big we make, or everyone loves to give for various reasons. So just do your job and don't take it personally if they says no. That's fine. But if they said no now, doesn't mean they're gonna say no tomorrow, right? Or a year after, or a month after. And also, don't just take it like, do you know anyone who would be interested? Ask them. Do you know anyone who would be interested in supporting this program? Can you connect me with them? Like, just don't take any answer personal, and don't be offended. Just like it's your business. I always tell everyone, to be successful in nonprofit, you have to run it as a business. So if you have a business, you keep going, right, to make it successful. Same thing for nonprofit. Just keep asking. Don't take it personally. You want to understand and have in your mind, you are doing these people a favor, especially if these people are your ideal donor, because they are looking for you.
Mhm. Such great advice. So tell me, for those people who have maybe reached out to their previous donors, reached out to family, and they've received some donations, but they're really looking for maybe some new donations to find some new people, because I know there's a lot of, I know one in particular, actually two, events that take place every year in December, because I work alongside them. One of them, I'm on the board, and we work really hard all year long to raise money for for both of these two particular events. And this year, a lot of the bigger donors are scared, I think. From my perspective, the economy has shifted, and one of the big donors is in real estate, and times are not as good. So now we are stuck searching for other people. We've also had an instance where somebody who was originally promising to sponsor or donate has now had to take a step back and say that they're unfortunately not able to give this year. So is there like a website or a place online that you would recommend? Because I know there's a few different apps out there where you can sometimes find donors, but for a lot of nonprofit organizations, unless you make that your full-time job for a while, it's overwhelming. So can you suggest a few good places that you think we can find potential donors before the end of the year?
So you have to build your own donor base. This is actually the way to do it. And now a lot of people give through social media. Actually, women give more on social media, and men give more through mailing campaign. That's what the study I was telling you about says. So you have to actually target them both. And actually, you really have to work on building your ideal donors. There's no shortcut for that. And you have to do that every day. But, it's still with the donor, like you say, like your organization lost a big donor. So that's why you always have to be actually building your donor base. You have to have a donor management system. This is really essential. And you have to be working on this during the year after year, reaching out to these people. So instead of reaching out or having just one event at the end of the year and relying on that event to get this money, you want to reach out throughout the year. Because let's say if you were asked to give, for example, $10,000 at the end of the year, you might not able to sometimes. But if we spread that out throughout the year, that's much easier. So even with those donors who are not ready to give today, like you can ask them for a lower support, like maybe spread it out, maybe like how much can you give everything, gonna help. Ask them if they know someone they can recommend your organization to. So don't just like stop at their answer that they cannot do it now, or because they might not be able to do the same amount, but probably partial amount. But they have to know even that partial amount is going to help. Because sometimes people feel like if I'm going to give 50, 100,000, it's not going to help. I have to really make this a lot of money, give a lot of money to in order to help them. But no, like you can help with any, let them know they can help with any actually amount they give. And they can probably, another idea, like I tell my clients, you can actually ask that person, can you try to collect this from your people? So I don't necessarily want this from you. Like, do you think you can collectively give with a group of friends because you know us, you trust us, and we, admire you? Like, if you can actually recommend us to other people, because it's going to be so much easier than you reaching out to new donors, because you have to build that trust before you start giving links, because there's a lot of crowdfunding places and stuff, but I don't really recommend those just because like there's so many, and really it relies on your ideal donors. You have to send it out to your people. So it's the same thing. But what I always say, make sure you have a donation button, like very clear. I cannot miss it on your websites, and always share that.
I will definitely make sure to pass that along. Such great advice from you today. And planning ahead is key, I think, is the big bottom line here. Is never just get comfortable with one sponsor or one donor. Make sure you're continually growing that donor base. Such great information. Where can we find you?
You can go to my website, nourasbooks.com/contact. You can book a call there. And also you can get to all my social media, including YouTube, all the links in my website.
Thank you so much, Noura. Have a wonderful day. We're grateful that we had you with us today. And with that, we will be right back after this commercial break.